Hey guys, Shawn Ziem, the Connection Machine, aka the Insurance Doctor. This is live number 17 on the year. It's all about providing value so that you, the ones that are watching, will actually take action, implement some of the ideas, strategies that we're talking about in our conversation today. I want you to make sure you hit hashtag live on the live, hashtag replay on the replay. Don't forget to share this out to all of your members of your teams, of your family, your friends, anyone that could benefit. I want to bring on a great friend of mine, Jason Werner. What's going on, man? How are you?
Hey, Shawn, how you doing, man? How you been?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm glad that we got out of. It seems like we're out of COVID, and now we're able to, start connecting back to people that remember those events we used to put on, and I miss those, man. It was a good time that we're able to get people offline for a couple hours and really network and grow. And I want to definitely get back to that, and I want to definitely get my community, remind them who you are and what you do, but also we're going to talk about a couple great things that I think it's all about value, and we're going to bring that value today. But Jay, who are you and what do you do so that those that are watching can get an idea of who you are?
All right, so name's Jason Werner. I own a company called Everclear Pools and Spas. We're a swimming pool construction and service company. Work mainly from about Somerset area up through Orange County, New York. That's currently the only county we work in within New York. We've got a team of about 15 people right now, trying to get it to about 20 by the end of the year, and just provide great service to our clients, great value.
It's all about providing that value, getting your team in place. I know we're going to talk about a variety of things from fitness to family to changing mindset to different trainings that entrepreneurs go through. But bear with me 1 second. Man, I love that. It's like a TV show, right?
Yeah, it's awesome, man.
Now, I enjoy fitness as well. And I believe, health is wealth. How important is fitness for you? And what are you into? Are you into a certain routine? Are you a morning guy and at night? Tell us about that.
Yeah, no, you're definitely right. The better you take care of yourself, the better you feel, the higher you're going to perform. You'll perform at a much higher level. So I'm definitely a morning person. I can't stand going to the gym at night when, it's just too crowded. A lot of people just hanging out, talking instead of working out. So, I'm a big believer in routine. I don't think that you can create any real success without having a regular routine that you follow, because everything just becomes too chaotic otherwise. So I'm up every day, either at 4 or before 4 o'clock. Usually at the gym by 5:15, do a 45-minute workout. Then I will come to the office and start my day. My team's typically here between 6:45 before 7 o'clock. They have to be here by 7, ready to go. So if I'm not ready, if I'm not put together, I'm going to set the tone for my team. Leadership, the culture flows from top down. So if I'm rushing around in the morning, I'm unorganized, I'm flustered, I'm angry because I'm not, feeling good or my best, it's all going to affect them. And I'm very well aware of that. And we try to keep a positive atmosphere, a great culture.
No, I love that you're up early. I like what you said as far as setting the tone. Yes, if you are going to be miserable, your team is going to be miserable. But if you come in all fired up and that's a secret, when you are working out, now those endorphins are running through your body. You feel fantastic. It's like it's a drug. It makes you feel awesome. If I miss a workout, I feel like I'm letting myself down. That's what continues to motivate me. But setting the tone is huge. And I know you're talking about mindset. That's a very key thing as far as developing. You're not an entrepreneur that just like hammers your employees to get work done. How did you have to re-strategize recently? You were talking about.
I used to be that guy. I used to be. Hey, we've all been there. I used to be that guy that would, yell at my employees, "Why can't you do this? Why can't you do that?" Really creating a toxic environment. I really started working on myself it started around 9/11 of 19, I'm sorry, where I kind of got my stuff together. As you know, I'm a 9/11 survivor. I dealt with PTSD for 18 years. I left it unchecked, and I finally got it under control with the Facebook post I did talking about, drug use, alcoholism, thoughts of suicide, things of that nature. And once I did that, I stopped hiding everything I was keeping inside. that night, I didn't need any of it anymore. And I stopped cold turkey, which was crazy. And I started training with Cardone Enterprises and then Cardone Ventures. And what they really taught me was, the way you think is what's going to direct your future. Brandon Dawson, partner of Cardone Ventures, I was just at an event with him that he was helping to run this past weekend in Miami. And he says, what you think is what you say is what you do becomes your legacy. And it's the truth. It all starts with your mindset. And if you're going into the day saying, fuck, sorry, don't know if I can do that.
You're good. This is real authentic.
Okay. Yeah. Where if you're unorganized, you're stressed out, you're not approaching things the right way, it's going to trickle down to everyone in your culture because they're going to vibe off of you. And if you're radiating positivity, we can do this, we can get it. Instead, you got to ask yourselves higher level questions. You can't say, I'm never going to get this done, I'm too overwhelmed. You shut yourself down mentally. So instead, I've learned to ask myself, better questions, because the quality of your questions will determine, the quality of your results. So instead of saying, I can't get this done, how can I get this done? How can I figure this out? What's the best way around this? A big one that started for me when I started the training was, how can I increase sales? I've got probably that posted 3 places in my office. And, since I started the training in 19, we started October 1st of 2019. We did just over a million in 19. In 20, we did 2.75, and then last year we did 5 million. And it's all starts with the mindset.
Totally right. The growth happens, and a lot of people will pay money to get mentored, to go to trainings, to go to workshops, but you have to do some work, right, Jay? It's not like you're going to pay this money and they're going to do all the work for you. They're going to give you some information, but you have to do the work, right?
Yeah, I mean, no offense to you. I know you're a school teacher. I used to be one. But in school, they don't teach you this stuff.
Right.
You might teach your kids, because you're a different kind of teacher. However, you can go there, get all the education you need. It's the best education I've ever gotten. But unless you apply it, I don't know if you ever heard of a guy called Andy Frisella, started this thing called 75 Hard. He owns First Form Supplements. I listen to his podcast. He calls those people success zombies. That's what I used to be. I would read the books. I'd, post the memes. I'd talk the talk. I'd go to the conferences and I would do shit with it. And my results never changed. And I'm like, I'm taking in all this information. Why isn't it working? Well, it's because I wasn't taking action. And, knowledge without action is nothing. It's useless. You could be a Harvard MBA and not take any action. You get a guy who dropped out of high school and, he doesn't know anything that he should be doing, but he figures it out. 90% of what you do is the actions you take, and you just keep hammering through resistance until you break through. The universe is funny. It's going to put a lot of walls up. It's going to test you. It's going to push you to see if it can break you. And once it can't break you, once it finds that out, it's going to let you break through to the other side. And then you level up. You think that that's going to be you're going to reach your potential. You can never reach your potential. Once you get through that wall, well, you just elevated. And now your potential went from here to way up here. And when you hit that potential, well, now your potential just expanded. It's a never ending process. People think success is this thing that you reach. You never reach success, because it's always the next step down the road is when you become successful. But you can never truly become successful because you can't really reach your full potential. I mean, don't take that the wrong way. You can become successful, but you're never going to get to your full amount.
Right. No, I get it. It's like all that mindset, because you're always going to challenge yourself. You want more. Once you get to a certain level, you want to get to a higher level, or you're going to be complacent, and now your business is going to go down in tubes because your competition is still right behind you. You're waiting for you to take that time off. And that's where you got to make sure. And I like what you're saying as far as you're applying things that you're learning right in this conversation right now. You're not a public speaker. You don't go to different Toastmasters, but you were on stage recently. Can you talk about that?
Yeah. So I went to a business boot camp for Cardone Enterprises this past weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I went down to Miami. Everyone, when they heard I was going to Miami, they assumed I was going to be sitting on the beach partying in the nightclubs. I was actually spending 3 days in a conference with like-minded individuals that are looking to, improve themselves and become more successful. I was talking to the partner of Cardone Ventures, Brandon Dawson. He's Grant Cardone's partner in that business, and their purpose is to help businesses scale. And they do that through showing you that you have to do it with great people around you. You can only get as big and as good as the people below you. And one of their core tenets is, you got to focus on your employees' personal, professional, and financial goals. If they're not aligned with yours, if you're not showing them how they can do better, then they're never going to help you reach your success level. So I was talking to Brandon. I saw him in the crowd. Now, this guy's worth like $350 million. He's not shy about it. He'll talk about it, but he's the nicest dude you'll ever meet. I saw him in the crowd. I mean, there's 500 people there. I walked up, I'm like, hey, Brandon, how you doing? Expecting to have to reintroduce myself. He goes, Jay, what's up, man? I've met him like a handful of times. And I start talking to him and his wife, Natalie. They start kind of going deep into my story. And at one point, he's like, would you mind being interviewed tomorrow? I'd love to share your story, which was surprising to me because as big as we gotten, I don't consider myself successful because, yeah, we've grown a lot, but it's nowhere near where I know I'm going to be going. So I'm still, in my mind, a very small business and very small in the world. Like, you got $1 trillion companies. I'm nothing. So I'm very cognizant to not let my ego get in the way. And I went up there, talked for 2 or 3 minutes with him. He would ask me questions. I'd answer. He'd expand on it. The funniest thing happened, though, was after the conference, excuse me, we had like a happy hour, cocktail hour type thing with networking aspect to it. And people started coming up to me randomly. Immediately when I stood up from my chair, I'm talking to people, giving business advice, my opinion on what their situation is, even though I'm really not super qualified. It kind of just like flowed out. And it got to a point where there was like a circle of people around me, like 3 deep, waiting for their turn to talk to me. Like my employee that I brought with me was literally acting like an agent, like he'll be right with you. Don't worry, I won't let him forget. Like it was really cool feeling.
That is fantastic, man. Yeah. That is massive value that you are bringing. And then people are afraid to share that information or share their trainings, share their knowledge because other people, the competition, you can tell people exactly how to do something, but they won't do it. The action is not happening. So it's funny to me when people say, oh, I don't want to go on your podcast or my show because I don't want to share what I do. I'm like, there's people out there who are going to watch this and they're not going to do anything with it. And I'm hoping it's totally untrue, but I'm hoping that those are taking this information, they're going to use it. And I want to end on this. Can you give us a reason? I asked you to come on the show, right? Mm-hmm. I get a lot of people turning me down, but I also have the 17 other people that took me up on this offer. Yeah. Why did you come on and share information today with those that are watching?
Very simple. Because of what you just said. I hope a lot of people listen to this and they actually take action. I mean, look at Gary Vaynerchuk, Andy Frisella, Cardone. They give all their stuff away for free.
Yep.
No one applies it. And it's, in my mind, what I needed anyway, I needed to make a personal investment, a financial investment, a time investment. Once I started making those investments and realizing I needed to take action, the second part of it, that's when my life started changing. With giving the information away, unless you put something of value up of your own, I don't think people glean any value from it because they think it's just free. It's not worth anything. And that's why Vaynerchuk himself says, I give away everything and no one's going to follow my playbook. And he's right for the most part. There are people out there that do, and they're the people that will succeed and reach higher levels. So that's why I have no problem coming on here. When I started the sales training, back in 19, and then quickly went into how to scale the business. In 2.5 years, just in training, I'm about $100,000 deep. And I was told I was an idiot for doing it because I could be buying cars or, going on trips and enjoying myself. And, I enjoy what I do. I enjoy working. So for me, it's not a problem, but that has also allowed me to increase overall revenue over the course of 2 years, a total of $5.75 million over my baseline from where I started. Doing $100,000 to get to 5.75 additional
all day long.
I think that's a pretty good ROI. And it's to the point where I'm even now we've invested an additional $150,000 into something called a platform review, where we're now working with Cardone Ventures every week for about, I think, 17 weeks, where they're building us out a roadmap for the next 10 years to get to 50 million from 5.
Hey, let's try to put this out and manifest this. Let's try to get Grant Cardone or his partner on this show just for 15 minutes. How can they not go on for 15 minutes? Me, you, and one of them rock out for 15. I think it'll be phenomenal. So if they're watching, we're going to tag them. Let's see if they show up and have the courage. I don't think they have the courage. If they have the time to share some knowledge with us, that'd be fantastic. So, Jay, I appreciate you coming on today, dropping massive value. Guys, reach out, 973-879-5489. Awesome guy. Jay, I appreciate you coming on today, and we'll definitely be in touch soon.
Thank you, man. I really do appreciate you offering me, a chance to be on here with you.
You got it, brother. Guys, have an awesome rest of your day.